hope all of you had a good Christmas and is enjoying the festive season at the moment. So firstly, I would like to thank Remy and the church committee for inviting the Commonwealth Bank to be here today to give a short presentation about home loans. So I'm actually standing in today for one of my colleagues who actually fell sick last minute. So I'm here today to do a short presentation on the home loan products. So without further ado, let me start with the home loans for owner-occupier home loans. So there are actually different rates for different home loan products. So if you're having an owner-occupier home loan, sorry, I forgot about it. Sorry. Okay.
Tôi lại vẫn chỉ biết khác các vấn đề tôi nói thì các vấn chim lại vô. Tôi hiện giờ cái cái là hồi nụ rất đỉnh sĩ tác dân, hồi nụ rất đỉnh sĩ nát khan, hồi nụ khá rất khó lâu ra khan, ama sát thuần cái mi xe thì mà khá là xuân hiện giờ mình đi bukul rong long. Mình đi bukul kulanga rong tôi thì mu để số in kan chok tika hom long dai tin na kan lak lai ti mi kong zai za da re ti mi kong kha chip na lai te.
Okay, so for owner-occupier home loan, if it's on a principal and interest payment term, your rates ranges between 4.56 to 3.14.
Ladies so home occupier home loan ti mi chu ladies chu vậy lo tăng ca nên dối in nên chọc nên má nên nạc khin nên má nên nạc in asia cho nên thế ấy thì chú standard mu zapi bạc mi chú đấy thì chú 4.55 cái gì 4.55 nông cái gì thế ấy thì chú tăng lại bổ cái chú fix in cái tuổi lại fix thì chú mu rồi cái lại iterate lại atum lại cái tí giống khăn ấy thì chú lên lên giống khăn fix in mu cái bạc lại nên tí xia chun atu makazanya tiami 2.34 ti bentuk kumnga nuwa cha atlom deu lekin tala tam deu heti bentuk kam ni atial ni kin pers la ya de yeah okay go carry on.
Yeah, so and if you're on an interest only rates, that means if you're only paying interest only and if you're not paying principal on the home loan, your rates actually ranges between 5 to 3.94%, so based on either fixed rates or variable rates.
This is so nan joy me at the can atanga pi ha back lawin a cut long can back like an antis juneti so palke tamdel. This is so 5.04 c at the can fix line antis at zone at to kum kada kum here that to can kum ngat yang akin at tang lai to kin 3.94 yang ki kai lai.
But you realize that on a package basis, we have got an annual package basis for home loan products under the wealth package. The rates are generally lower by about 0.7% to 0.15%, as you could see in this column, in comparison to the column here and the column there.
Atu package rate ti mi he anu chim than ti le zai de si ti mi kha fian than ti le makiki ai de si chu tang kan chu ti khan package rate in kan pek line nan ti si achu ne ti atu pung han nan pek mi na kan khin atum de we ti kaloni nan hu ben tu khin 3.85 in kin atang khi atum thuma de kin tele pung man sun 3.85 na pek lai chu fix nan tu sun atang lai pol khe kum khat kum ni kum thum za a de kin tele adang thuma ma package rate miki nuwa afian tantile.
Yeah, and I'll talk about the package, which is called a wealth package, in the next second slides of what it comprises of to be eligible for that wealth package.
Atu ma package rate miki zai tinda ladies so kan zokole miki atu nu slide pa ni nuwa khan so kan fian tin halai zai bentuk pol ni kin da ma bentuk po ladies so or package po he package rate po he an zokhu timi mo zok nak nol angai mi langai lo mi pol timi kha kan fian than tin hala.
Okay, and now in terms of investment home loan interest rates. So if you already have your own residence property, your own home loan for your own residence, and if you already have an additional property that you actually bought to invest in, to rent it out to people, that's defined as the investment home loan. And yeah.
Investment home loan ti mi chu nan mani chu in pakhat nan nei chang hi makakha sipoi to na ka kan tele chu in pakhat adang nan chok chap i mi hlan ding again tela sipoi kan kap nak sa dinga mo ma bentuk chai nan chok mi kha makha investment home loan ti se te.
So for those type of investment home loan, the rates are also different and ranges, if it's on a principal and interest payment term, it ranges between 5.13 to 3.24, depending on whether you fix the loan or you leave it variable.
Maka desu investment home loan cha in pakhat atharinan chok mi chap cha khan chun desu akar nan pek mi array ki adangi desu punghan nan pek se chun 5.13 ki sala kum ni nan fix chun zaiza kum thum nan fix chun zaiza kum nga nan fix chun zaiza ti mi bentu ke adang ve chem ma chun ke adang lai po tu na ha ta khan akhat ko desu package sa tat tikin mo tarila.
You mentioned that. Yeah. So obviously on the interest-only rates as well, that's the column that shows that. So you see that it's slightly higher than the principal and interest rates. And like I mentioned earlier, which is the same, if you're on a package, your rates will be lower than the standard home loan rates.
Macam itu ama nan join mi chamlawin akar lokan chamlai nan ti sejun suki ka lelai ki 5.39 ti mi ke makazun ki pongma na chun bikin nan chamlai tu na tang mutukan fik nan to sejun ma atang lai rai kin punkin pek sele ma chun atna achim sang mi package in kan pek lai nan ti sejun lompal ti 4.43 lompal kha aniam de ulai ya de.
Okay, so this is the wealth package that I was talking about. If you're on a package system, you will get discounted rates on home loans. With this wealth package, it's actually a $395 annual fee, and it comes with discounts on home loans of 0.7% to 0.15% for the fixed rates, and then you don't pay any loan establishment fee, and then you don't pay any account service fees as well for the home loan.
Atunai chimlang mi anfian tin halakat mi package timi kha amina well package disi ma well package timi jo ze disi ti chun kum khada khan fi nan pek la fi kha za da si te chun zathum le songpo le fanga kha kum fatin nan pek le ma nan pek rong kha nan hom long nan pek mi kha discount an to la ya ti 0.7 ma se ma kha ai dis so pung man nan pek mi na kan khan it is 0.70 kha it is so discount in pek na lai ma di chun upama home loan na to atika khin aram thok biga tangka pek mi ma chun akhong te pol it is so anin to pek nak chai anin pek mi fee te pol tan ha kha pek asilai la we de.
Yeah, and I did mention about the credit cards earlier as well, that you actually get one free credit card in this package on this products here. So your credit card fee is actually also waived for one whole year, depending on which credit card you choose. So the credit card fee could range between, the annual fee could range between $100 to $300 something. So if you're on this package, you actually get it waived.
Okay. Sorry, 300.
So the credit card can range, the credit card annual fee can range between $100 to $300 something. So.
Atung mahi ma well package kan chok lan ti se chun tunai chumen tu khan zaida nin peri na lai tu chun credit card kha ai desi so atel chi credit card pakhat pakhat nin pek chi na le ma kha credit card kin aphun ma aphun mi a cheu chu ai desi so kum kha credit card ngai man ki zathum den ha zan ni den ha pek na ma bun tu na jong kha desi so free lai ya de.
Okay, so the current offer that we got for refinancing. So if you currently have a home loan with another bank, and if you want to refinance to CBA, we have a $2,000 cashback offer.
Adu so refinance timi jo anma Commonwealth Bank salawin adang bank a so home loan cha nan choi mi kha ai so anma Commonwealth Bank a nani thial asia chune te thong ni tangka kheshin kan pek na la te atu ma kha atu lolo se ye ofan to mi simo.
Yeah, the thing is that if you're looking at refinancing, you need to apply before the 31st of March. And then the loan needs to be drawn down by the 30th of June.
Ma chun so makha khatlai nan thial asia chun makha thial nak sok nak kha ai dis so mas thla som thumlan ni khatla na apply nan tola nan sok hawe te nan sok lai e dis so khatlai hum longe nan bat mi kha nan lak di la ale kan tar cham di mi khamo makha jun thla di thla na ai dis so anma sinakan edi so vot nan chela ya de
Yeah, and it's the minimum amount is 250,000 plus it's available on the either owner-occupied home loans or investment home loans as well.
ma chun makakhat lai edi so khat lai bank in khat lai bank an ni chel jamo nan ni chel ti ka khan bank e nan chel ti ka khan atom big nan ni chel ti ki edi so lai pa nan ngai ri ha ding mi chu ting ni le som nga ke sia de mana atom lo si chun ma khan pin han lo te nak se e ma chun edi so atu nan ma nan liu mi mo kis nan pek liu mi mo in man nan pek liu mi jong sia slo le a hlain chap in nan pek mi pol cha jong nga sia edi so ma kha tu thong ni pek than kha edi so tu liu lu se o fan pek mi ka se
Okay, so I guess this is what people will be wondering, if you want to apply for home loan, what information do you need to prepare for the bank to do a preliminary assessment?
Adu welo in jok nak cha edi so kan sok lai tangka kan chui le nan ti sia chun zai bank ni khan mo choi nak ding sa zai ben tu pol nen hal halai te mi po kha kai na edi so atil
Okay, so if you are on currently a permanent position for part-time or even full-time, we need minimum 3 pay slips and an employment contract.
Manan piang ha ding mi chu edi si te chun nan ma kha permanent nan si ha part time jong nan tun sia full time nan tun si jong atom big pay slip pathum nan pia la ya de ma di chun nan rian nan tun na ka khin or nan lu la chang ka khit so nan rian tun na khin contract nan nei mi um mai ma kha nan pia chi la ya de
And if you are in a casual position, you need to be in a job for a minimum 6 months. And the way we'll adopt the 6 months average earnings for the casual job that you're in. Because sometimes, one month might work a bit lesser, another month might work a bit higher. So we have to average out over the 6 months to adopt the earnings for calculations.
Ate casual rian atun mi cha chun ane sung ai so ma na rian a hin tharuk na tun chang hawa de ema chun ai so casual ti mi chu achana kan la khat lum chana atam ai the mama bin tu ka si cha khan tharuk chung e nan nga mi vel thi kha paruk nan hai pho che chun average mo ai de si chu mo khazi za nan nga ti mi kha to ko la de
And if you're self-employed, you need to be actually trading for at least 2 years minimum, and you need to provide 2 years trading of tax returns or business activity statements.
Wajun kan ma cha kan ma ten ne si poi to kan tu asi achune te ane song ai de su kumni su tax return nan to nak nan kan pia haulai ma ri chun ai su zaida statement ati ti ka khan ma kumni chung hen zai ben tuk da ai de si poi kan tu ti mi mo nan to nak activity ke ma nan to mi po statement ke kumni cha nan kan pia haulai ya de
And there's one more thing that I would like to mention, but it's not on the slide, is that dependent on the house that you're looking at buying, different postcode, different suburbs, we have different restrictions on how much you can borrow.
Okay. Maka chungi ka tal lo mi maka ka slide chungi ka tal lo mi pakachim ka duri mi chote this is so asang lai chungin kin amuti kin asang lai chungkin maka sang se chun tangka ma za na chui khu lai ti mi ki this is so an kat tat mi ma ti
Yeah, so for example, just for example, to discuss, if you are looking at buying, say, an apartment in the Perth city, the maximum that the bank can borrow is 70%. In comparison to other postcode might be 80%.
Ta chun na ka chim asia chun ne te khu chunga a legin tala au tai khan ka chu lai te nan ti sia chun ne te anin hau mi le su in mani le su som sri khun se ya khai hung long kha bek ne nin chok anin choi lai ya te ma le su ma bin tu khan adang yet kot adang asi so le chun le su 80% hai ti bin tu mo le su adang ya te ama le ane ya yet kot chung khan mu thin khan bek ni zai za da
And another thing to note is that there is a lender's mortgage insurance, which means that if your deposit level is less than 20%, that means if you need to borrow more than 80%, there's a lender's mortgage insurance that you need to pay up front. It's like a insurance fee for the home loan, for the mortgage, for the lender's mortgage.
Lender mortgage.
Yeah, insurance. I don't know how you're going to translate that, yeah.
Achim nak zo velo nan deposit hi ati nan ma nan zok mi in money 20% nakin atlom deuh si achun ate ai desi zo interest fee phun khat mo makanan pe khawe ate maka a lender's fee anti mani chu.
Yep, so I think that's about it. That's the general overview of the home loans, that what you look out for and what type of home loan products that you have differently. So in summary, I think this would be a good starting point if you're looking at applying for a home loan, of what to prepare first.
Atu makakatu chimi velte kha tegintele in zong nak za tangka kan choi le nan ti si chun her mi pol mo ai de si cho makha atika tegintele atlang pi chun si kawe aram thok mi ke nani tim nga ding mi chu tu ka ne tial mi ben tu khen sok nani tim chu ma atu ma atil mi polin khan katlit ma te mi khamo nan zo ma sa bi la.
Yep. So and with that's the end of the short presentation. But if you've got any questions, I will try to answer them as much as I could.
Ma bial just go away hal ok nan ki ngai sun asiko tokin ka hal ko si sao tuk lo in mo da toy na te okay if I am a casual employee, can I borrow money?
You can, well, depends on how much you earn. That's why if you're casual, you need to prepare that. You need to be in a job for at least 6 months. You need to give us a pay slip for the last 6 months. And then we look at how much you earn, and then we will assess the level of earnings plus your monthly living expenses, and if you've got any other loans with other banks and stuff, all this will be taken into consideration.
Tuna achievement tu khana te zai za da casual na chizong khan zai za da tangka lekin tele na hu kho ma khan je de sin khan piang ha ding mi chu tharuk chungin na pay slip ma di tharuk chungi e chu thlafatin te mo de na hu mi tangka ma di chun ma kha khale nan in chung khara zai za da de chu role 80 din nak le mo e kan tele nun na kan man ma di chun adang le de chu bank te na tangka na choi mi chamthan mi thana ngai ma ti mi ben tuk pol vial te kha ai de chu kan tuak ni ma kan de kan choi kho si
minung pakat law rian tuan ni chu ta pahi de tu casual pahi silawin pakat te law casual ni chu ta choi ko si ma minung pakat law rian casual
le de chu in chung khat pakha da ti ka
chu khat pakat
okay. Also, like in a family, if one person's work and his work is casual, so can I still borrow?
Which is what I mentioned earlier, that the monthly living expenses. Because when we ask for monthly living expenses, you need to tell us how many dependents you have. And those will be taken into account. So it really depends on how much you earn on that casual position to determine whether the amount that you want to borrow, whether your average 6 months earning ability can exceed the amount of obligations that you want to borrow. And also, I'd like to emphasize that if you're looking at borrowing home loan, the age of the applicant is also something that we consider. So if, say, you are at 70 years old, for example, just for discussion purpose, right? If you're 70 years old, we can't lend you a 30-year home loan, because how do we know whether you can go past that 70? You know what I mean? Like, so the age, because normally home loans are between 20 to 30 years. So we also consider the age of the applicant. So if you're at an age that you're near retirement and stuff, it will be harder for the bank to say that we can approve that, because we can approve to 30 years, because it's harder to determine the age of the applicant that can far exceed. Yeah.
Achim nu nak zo na joy ko asinatin na joy ko titika khan atuna achim ban tukin khan zai za da tangka de disto tlakada na hu ko ma chun na hu mi khan nan in chung khara zai za da na man na joy tika zai za da na cham kho lai timi ben tukha an tuak ta ma sa อันตัวมาสานหูลองขันเลยดิสุอันนี้มาจนมาดิจุนประคัตตัวไหนเลยดิสุปีทับอดูริมิจูหุ่มลงเลยดิสุอินจอกนักตั้งกันโจยติกหน้าหินเดมีอันมินงอโจยตุยเลยดิสุอันคุมกันตัวชีเดตัดชุนนักจิมเสียจุนมินงพัดข้าคุมสมสรีนั่นเสียคุมสมสรีนั่นเสียคุมสมทุ่มชั้นดิ่งนั่นเสียจุนเราอุทานาเป็นเส้นนั่นแหละไรจิตนะคุมสมทุ่มกันนั่นสำคัญเลยที่มาเป็นตุกเตียงข้าอันตัวเดตาเรียนสิกันเถอะแต่เราจะได้สู้นั่นไอมีแค่นั่นเวลามีแค่อาสัตนวลอะไรตั้งการให้ตับตุกันในเราที่นักสไลโซนั่นชิมนักสYeah, for example, the amount that we earn some money is just enough for the living expenses. So, there's not much extra money that we have. So, what is the cheapest or the best way we can repay our home loans? Is possible.
Cheapest. I mean, what's the cheapest?
The cheapest way, the fastest, the quickest way possible that we can repay our home loan.
To repay the home loan. If you're on a principal and interest, okay, I guess from the bank's perspective, right, the bank needs to be a responsible lender, because when we assess the home loan, we need to make sure that your salary or your income is actually in a lot more surplus than what you can afford to pay in terms of living expenses plus interest, right? So say for example, if you're on a P&I basis, you are helped to pay off your home loan faster rather than being on an interest-only basis. So when you want to pay, if you are borrowing with the aim or intention to pay off your loan faster, then it's better for you to go on a principal interest home loan basis. Do not borrow more than what you can actually afford. So the principal and interest payment basis will be on the amount that you can actually afford. So if you're on a P&I basis, which is principal interest basis, you are paying down the principal as well. So you are reducing your home loan. If you go on an interest-only basis, you won't be able to pay down the home loan. You're only paying down the interest. So choose the principal and interest-only basis rather than the interest-only basis. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and then the one that she mentioned is that, if they pay P&I on top of the P&I payment, if I extra, payment made for the home loans, it would be quicker. That's the question.
So you mean that if he's already on a P&I basis, and she wants to pay extra into it, you can pay extra into it if it's a variable home loan, not fixed home loan. Because with a fixed home loan, you are not allowed to make early payments. With a variable home loan, you can pay extra surplus money into the home loan and reduce it anytime you want it for a variable home loan.
So if we don't pay extra money for home loans, does it reduce the principal?
It does. It does reduce.
So
because when you put extra money into the home loan, the interest and the principal is calculated on the lower balance. So for example, if you get 250,000, say if the loan amount originally was 250,000, right? And then you pay, say, 50,000 extra into it on a variable home loan, you're left with 200,000. So the interest and the principal is calculated on the 200,000, not the 250,000. So that's how you're reducing the home loan and reducing the amount that you pay.
Atu mo kan tangka kan pertiga hen atu kan inman kan pertiga hen le desiso atu kan permi man ki zai desi de zon atu principal antimi zo atangka afang za kan zoi mi le desiso akar kha apani anfon mi kan permi ki se na fyang ma makakan pek mi si upama le si jo makaka nan ma tin nan choi bank am sabi nan choi tiga khan nan income le mo nan income le nan man mi chungi nan si kho tok chungin le si jo chungin mutin khan zai za chamding ti mi kha anin chep yak chang min ha kha makaka matinik tingte kan nan cham asia chunete ede si jo atu atangka akar nan cham la ya khan atu principal nan choi mi atangka jong kha azor ve chem chem na te mati nan cham tiga khanati fik na to si chun ede si jo tangka alhain atu nan choi mi tangka khatlom deu se mo kan de si chu tom deu se ti nan du sia chunete belau fix nan to la lawate variable mo atu de si cho fix to alawin khan tangka cha de si cho cham min khan nan to long khan ma kha tangka lai kha pek kho sia de sin de sir ka pro da ka pro so nai za pa upama de si fix to alawin khan mo de si cho nan cham mi chung khan a hlai nan pek sia chun ai de si cho nan choi mi kha atu thong hi la zanga wa salo gan tala tam deu nan pek sia chun ai de si thong hi tang ha thong ni chung khan mu tin khan de si cho atu nan cham mi kha an tuk than ka cho an tuk than ti khan akar jong kha lom deu lai ma di chun de si cho nan cham mi jong kha lom deu lai ai gan tala a yin kan tha kan tala chite Okay. And then, for example, if we have like $200, $2,000 cash, and then if we go to the bank and then ask them to put deposit into our home loan account, is it possible?
If it's variable, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, but if it's fixed, you cannot. Yeah.
ตอนนั้นที่มันตุกันนั่นผมลงค่าฟิกนั่นตัวมีเสจุนอ่างเราเวทนายเดี๋ยวสิตัวฟิกเรามีโม่มาเป็นตัวขันจุนอ่างเอ็ด อันนั้นจริงนะso principal ช่วยคัดชำดิ่งอีกแล้วไหมyeah sometimes when we go and then deposit some money in our home loan account they put in the the offset
account
the offset account and then there's not much difference with the interest rate so how can there's not much much difference in the interest rate that basically the interest rate doesn't go down.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
So how can we tell them that to put that money into the principal?
If you want to look at lower interest rates, because whatever you have in the offset account is offset against your home loan. So, for example, if your home loan has got 200,000, okay, if you put 100,000 in the offset account, the balance is calculated on 100,000. It's not calculated on 200,000.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so if you have an offset account for a variable home loan, and if your home loan is 200,000 and your offset account is 100,000, the rate that they calculated on is on 100,000, not on the 200,000.
Oh.
Yes, so that's how an offset account works.
Yeah,
Although the home loan limit shows 200,000, but your balance is actually 100,000 because there's the 100,000 in the offset account. That offset against the 200,000 limit.
I don't understand, sorry. It's like, if we pay extra money, there is, the money that we can, withdraw, or what is it called?
That, which is, she can put it in the offset account, right? So if the home loan is 200,000, for example.
200,000, okay.
Yes, okay. And then the offset account, she's got 100,000 in there, cash.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So 100,000 is offset against the 200,000. So the actual balance that has been calculated for the interest is actually 100,000, not 200,000.
Oh, okay.
That's why you can put it into the offset account
Oh, okay.
to offset against the against the home loan. So even if you don't, okay, say put the offset account aside, rather than putting in the offset, put into the home loan, you put in the offset account. It's the same theory, same application. So what you put in the offset account is actually offset against the balance of a home loan. So if you have a $200,000 home loan, and if offset account got $200,000, you shouldn't be paying interest on it.
Oh, okay.
So it's a
Okay,
zero
yeah.
balance.
Yeah,
It's how offset
Okay.
works, yeah.
Oh, vậy mu offset account thì mi khá tu nana thì mi khá mu offset account thì sẽ ở tăng cả thấy nên bẹt mi khi account mi thì khi kan trôi cái gì kan chuột lòng mang mi khi lại mi kan chuột lòng mang mi khi mà khá upama ting ni nangai ha để sẽ nó offset account chung kan ting khat và ha mà khá để sẽ atui tăng cả anin bẹt cáiอะไรanin tuak bẹt tiga khan zain da an tuak thì offset in kan an tuak cái thì ting khat in kan an tuak ting hi an tuak lo mà khá mà chun achim mi chu upama ting ma kha na offset kha le de si chu ting hi va si se ma chun le de si chu na tang ka choi mi kha ting hi va si se a kha se chun rei kha pek ok na ngai hala wa ti ma chun ma kha tang ka le de si chu offset chungin na ron mi le khatal na ron mi ki a khat kau ti nak se da chun ya ti chun offset in khan an tuak cho ting hi na ngai mi kha ta khan na lai ba ting khat kha na offset wa si se anin tuak piak nak cho ting khat khan in tuak piak ting hi khan in tuak piak lo Okay. Yeah, we already pay. Let's say we already pay off, our home loan, and there's zero balance. What can happen?
What can happen?
Yeah. What other thing? What of all the thing can happen?
Does she want to continue to keep the limit, or does she? Okay, so if she has an offset account, where she put all the money into it to offset the home loan, is all zero.
Yeah.
She can either choose to close the account, or she wants to keep it and redraw the money anytime she wants for future use.
Okay.
So that's one thing she can consider. But if she doesn't want any mortgage against the house, then she can ask the bank to close it, discharge the mortgage, and keep it mortgage free.
Okay.
Or she can put in the money in there, and if she thinks she needs the money for any future purposes, she can redraw it later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Na chimmi de si cho alle le zuk thela mo achim na so atu zero balance na ngai chang zero balance na ngai chang e de si cho home loan shim ka du ti lo na ti sun bang an kal lai man home loan kha de si cho na va phi kho chang ate asilo le matining te khan na chia lai ma tangka kha matining te khan na chia lai mai lai tangka ke har sola na ti se chun ma tangka kha na du than kho ate Okay. So, the principal is zero now. The balance is zero, and we have offset of, let's say, 100,000. So, can we withdraw that money for in the future, or?
So the limit on the home loan is zero.
The principal is zero now.
Principal is zero. That means there's no home loan against the house.
Yeah.
So she can withdraw the money in the offset. Yeah. But if there is a limit on the home loan, just bear in mind that whatever you withdraw from the offset will reduce the balance, will increase the balance on the home loan account.
Okay.
Yeah. So if she's saying that the home loan is totally fully offset, then it's no interest. But if she's withdrawing money from the offset account, whatever she's withdrawing will increase the home loan. Yeah, but if the home loan if there's totally no home loan, that means the offset account is just an account by itself, not attached to a home loan. If it's attached to the home loan still, then whatever she withdraw will increase the home loan. But if it's not attached, if the offset account, the account itself is not attached to the home loan, then whatever she draw is got nothing to do with it. So when she says that home loan is zero, she has to be sure that the limit is not there anymore. Because if there's a limit in there, then your offset account will be, whatever you draw from offset account will increase the home loan balance.
offset account ti tiga hin mo dai de si jo ma offset account he nan ma home loan account he a tui mi a si si a chune te ma ka offset chung tai a tang ka kha nan thau sia chun dai de si jo nan home loan kha zero tong mi kha kai than le nan thai ti ma e ma kha de nan offset account kha nan home loan he a tui lo mi a ta ti tan te si sual sia chun dai de si jo ma kha a zai za po tan phas nan ma tang ka seนั่นลุงจะเอาบวยชินมาoffset account ที่มีที่นั่นเปียงมาโอ้สิแต่อาจจะอารมณ์ทองเห็น offset account ที่มีกันในเชียนเฮาเชียงเขาเต้โอเคอ๋อมาที่นึงเตะขันเชียบแบงแล้วจิมนาโซมาที่ขันเชียบอ๋อที่ขันเชียบแบงโคเต้เชียบแบงโคอ๋อ like for let's say our principal is gone balance zero now, and then there is maybe let's say 1,000, 100,000 in our bank offset account. So if we leave as it is for the future, is it possible? Can we do that?
Yeah, you can leave it there
For
the future.
For the future.
You mean leave the 100,000 in there? Yeah, you can leave it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as we want. Yes.
So long as.
As long as we want.
Yeah, you can leave it in the offset account. Yeah.
Okay.
So the home loan is still attached to the offset account, right?
Yeah.
Is that what she's saying?
Yeah.
So it will be in there until she can leave it in there as long as during the term of the home loan. So the home loan could be expiring 20 years or 25 years.
Oh.
So
Okay.
yeah, if she doesn't instruct the bank to close off the home loan, she can leave it in there in the offset account anytime. So even if she asks the bank to close off the home loan, the account can still be used by her because there's an offset account is an account by itself that she can transact on it. Offset account is only works when there's actually a home loan attached to it. And when there's no home loan attached to it, it can be just like a normal transaction account. Yeah, so she can leave the home loan as it is to zero balance because of the offset amount account. But then it just be like that until the loan expires, provided that she doesn't withdraw the money.
Okay.
But during this time, until the loan expires, she wants to withdraw money, she can. Or if she wants to close off the home loan account, she can get the bank to close it off the home loan account since she decided to pay off the home loan. That means whatever money she's put in the offset is fully offset against the home loan. I want to close off the home loan. So she doesn't want the home loan anymore.
Oh, okay.
Just have the extra additional 100,000 in there. It depends on the balance on the home loan. So if the balance of the home loan is 100,000, the 100,000 is fully offset against 100,000. But say if the home loan is say 200,000, and if she's got 300,000 in the offset account, that means she's got an additional 100,000.
Okay, yeah.
She can use that. She
withdraw
can
at the end.
ask the bank to close off the home loan
And then-
because it's 200,000 balance, which she has 300,000 in the offset account, and she can access 100,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Vậy mo, đây là cho atu kan in man hi kum som thuma kan samlai ti mi ke tham kan nei slo mai kan nai hi ma lan chung pau pau kha chu upama o nan na home loan ke dai de to ting khat wa si sai offset ting khat wa ngai ma kha chun a balance sang thai tia ma kha chun taka thau ong long na wa ngai nga lo asinatin maka batining tikhan na chen na ding tele o kumsom thum samding anin ti mi si kumsom thum tiang khana wa chia kho na chia khoi na du jana khan na de sun na du kho ma chun pakhat chu de si te chun offset akhong akhan ting hi wangai de si chu o na hom longa khan ting khat long bum chang na offset ta kha tam deu chang ting khat maka kha ai de si chu o je ken tele ka du ti lo ka su in man he pek di lo ka du chang na ti ai de si chu na bank kha na phi se chun ai de si chu ting khat kha lai na ngai mi ma ting khat na lai na ngai mi kha na du kho ai te na la kho ai te na hal mi se ma ha jadi sunan ni pian lo semua kal chan kau tak paten. Okay. So a lot of them doesn't know what offset account means. So can you clarify a bit more, please?
Okay. So what an offset account works, right? So okay, I give you a home loan account, say 200,000, right? And then it comes with an offset account, which means you can put all your money into this offset account, right? So whatever money you have in the offset account is actually offset against a home loan. So if the home loan is say 200,000, and if you got an offset account where you put all your cash inside and you got say 100,000, your home loan balance is actually being offset by 100,000.
Okay.
I don't know whether that makes sense.
Okay.
So you can put all your money into the offset account, where it's whatever cash you put into offset is used to actually, what's another word for offset? Deduct. Well, the balance is whatever cash you have in the offset account is being deduct against the home loan balance. So say, like I mentioned earlier, your home loan balance is actually calculated on the balance minus whatever cash you have in the offset account.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if my 200,000 home loan is 200,000, yes, my home loan is 200,000, but if I got $100,000 cash in my offset account, my actual balance in the home loan is 200,000 minus the cash in the offset, which is 100,000.
Oh, 100,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
It makes sense?
Yeah. Offset account te mi chmu zai de citizen nan home loan account hakin an tuai nan tangka kha o zai de si chu nan tangka ngai mi vel te kha ma ka offset account a chun nan ron se sa upama mo zai de si chu ta chun na kan chimna chun nan home loan kha ting ni va si se nan offset akhan zai de su nan ngai mi tangka kha va chia do ting khat va tling se ma kha rai anin tuak piak tik na tik khan zai de si chu ting ni khan tuak la lo ting khat in anin tuak piak na le chun ting ni chunga khan ting nan ngai mi ting khat kha an de kin tla anzu ti ka khan ting khat tang ma ting khat chu mu tin khan an je de so anin velo are khan in tuak piak mi na se ni fiang khawa o mati si chun kha ting o nan hom long kha ting ni va si selo nan offset chunga khan thong som nga va si se ting ni chunga khan thong som nga an thau chun se tang lai ting khat le som nga si rai anin tuak piak ti khan ai de so ting khat le som nga anin tuak piak na le ni fiang ma offset chungi tang khan an che mi ai de si so aza chungin khan ai de nan hom long khan in dop je kin tele an zu ko cho ha nan cham ki selo alai nan pek mi kha ma kha chung khan alai nan pek dong sian nan tang kha vel ti dong nan the achung khan nan chia kho di ko cho ma achung khan de so anin tuak pek mi kha offset ni khan de so aturai anin tuak pek ti na khan ting ni chung khan tuak ti lawan khan de so offset chung nan chia mi chung kha an do I atang mi chung khan ni tuak pek na de na ki se ชั่วลังมันกันติมีคิสิจูมาค่ะอะตำเดานั้นจุดตำเดานั้นชั่วปะปะวะคันเลยเดสิจูทองสมสรีนั้นวัดเชียงฮะติงนี่นั่นไงมีจุงขันทองสมสรีนินตัวเปียกนั่นเลยตัวติงขันแล้วสมทุ่มหลงต่างจังมาจุงมาขันนินตัวเปียกไทยไรขันนั้นเปียกจูมาค่ะออฟเซ็ตค่ะตำเดานั้นเชียฟัดินเตค่ะเลยเดสิจูนั้นหุ่มลงอะไรอันนี้ตัวเปียกนั่นนะคะอัตลมเดียวชินน้ำมังตินักเสมาขันเลยเดสิจูนั้นหุ่มลงค่ะติงขัดสิแสนั้นออฟเซ็ตค่ะติงขัดสิขันจุนอาขัดจังสโลไม่อาขัดจังติขัดจุน interest rate นั้นปีที่เราตินักเสโอ้อะไรทีดีเลยเด้อ๋อโอเค yeah okay yeah my husband and me stop our employment and then we have to, we would like to transfer our home loan pass to our son. So what are the process? Or do we have to need a lawyer or how much the fee do we have to pay?
Transfer the home loan to the son. So is the house in their name?
Yeah.
The house is in their name.
Nan ma min in ummi sila sa ka. Yeah, both the husband and wife.
In both her and the husband's name, the house.
Yeah.
Okay, so the home loan, if they want to transfer it to the son, which means the son have to take on the new home loan. He needs to go into the bank to apply a new home loan to pay up their home loan.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but then their house will be. Are they going to transfer the name to the name of the son?
Yeah.
Transfer the house to the name of the son,
Yeah.
or just leave the house in their own name?
Oh, so this is so. I mean, long kan nan fa pa min in kan chel din nan dute sema. At tu an mi jo this is so min kan nan ma min inum ko salo is kan pa ni samlai ti nak kham sima da this so amin kha in min amin kha jo this in ngai tu nan ma them nan sing ha te ka okay. So two questions, like if we leave the house under our names, and then our son will be the one who is going to pay the mortgage.
Yeah.
So what are the process? And then the other one is if we transfer everything and pass everything to our son. What are the process?
If they pass the house to the son, there will be stamp duty payable on the transfer of name from the property to the son. So that you'll get lawyer or settlement agent to help them with that, because it's a change of name. It's like a transaction, so they have to pay stamp duty on that. Or if the son wants to take out a new home loan in his own name, use your house as security. He will also have to go to the bank to assess his own income to see how much he can borrow. So we have to assess the son's ability to earn to determine how much he can borrow. So it doesn't mean that if the balance of the home loan, we have to assess whether he is able to borrow the amount of money to cover the balance on the home loan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So is there any extra fees for that?
It will not be on the bank side. The bank side will just treat it as a new home loan application for the son.
Okay.
Yeah. But then for them to provide the house as security for the son, they will have to discharge their mortgage. So basically, it's like the son is buying their house from them.
Yeah.
So I would advise that go to a lawyer or a settlement agent to go through the process of how they're going to allow the son to kind of buy over the house. Because if you're buying over the house, you are paying off their mortgage. He's paying off their mortgage. So it's good. It would be better for them to go to a settlement agent or a lawyer to get advice on that side of the changing of names and the buying over of property.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so. Nama imo. Nafani kanete. It is so. Bengakan amati kan. Avasok hawla ete. Zizada. This is so income city mi pulka and check the lay. Makat this is so. Amata kin tunete. It is so intertalk man to kislay ete. in thar jok le to kis lai amin he boma amin he lai de si cho kendi si khan chun algan tala in ma kha in thar nan ma ta khamo champiak ni ama cha khan ta ta te de so in thar jok man to kis lai de ma ben to khan chun de so atu lawyer te pol mo stamp duty man te po kha nan pe khaw lai de
มีประคัดในติงทุมินะจ๊อจูติงทุมิจ๊อไม่จูกุมกุลช้ำดิ้งอะสิกุมกุลช้ำดิ้งอะคันอะทุกขะตำกิขะกุมกุลช้ำทุกขะให้ช้ำเตดิอิงเสียชิมมันเสลกุมขัดกุมนี่เอามาคันตั้งกาไงนะค่ะตั้งกาข้างไงกันที่ก็เลยฟังอย่างกุมกุลช้ำเราหินหิลิมเสียที่อะตั้งกาไงช้ำที่เสลกุมกุลจ้าอะทุวันตัวมีอะทุให้มาช้ำชีไหลเนาะอะสิแล้วว่ากุมขัดช้อนมีอะทุเกะช้ำที่จังดักช้ำที่จังขัดช้อนจับจูอะทุกุมกุลยังจะชีลวินตาอะลุงอะยินเปเสลใจดีนะช้ำไรครับ
Okay. Yeah. Now, okay, let's say, someone like borrow a home loan.
It's like someone to
like,
borrow.
like got a mortgage.
Yep.
And then the term is like, 20 years. And let's say after a year or so, if he got lots of money and then wants to pay off, in 1 year. And so does he has to pay, the interest, calculated for the whole term or,
No, he doesn't need to. Okay, say he's got 20 years left to go for loan expiry, and if you suddenly got a lot of money, want to pay off the home loan as at today, you don't need to pay interest for the next 18 years. You can pay it off, provided it's not fixed. If it's a variable, you can pay it off anytime you want without paying interest for the next 18 years or 20 years that's remaining. If it's a fixed rate, say for example, you fix it for 3 years or 4 years, you want to break it, there is a break cost for it. Yeah. You can break it, but it will be break cost. But if it's a variable home loan, you can pay it off anytime. You don't need to pay interest for whatever remaining years you got on the loan expiry. Yeah.
Jadi situ tangka nangai kung kana chamko sikan chun na chamko di asinatin jadi situ na humlung na pek ni kha fix asi achuna te fix kha na fix na to mi kha jadi kum thum cha hai ti ben tu kisalo fix cha khan jadi sa din to pek mi jadi situ humlung kan tala contract ben tu na chu phok ben tu ka cha khan ma ben tu cha khan fee na pe khaw la ye te upama variable in mo jadi kan tala pung phan te kaya kai ni ma tu ka pek la na ti sia chun jadi situ kumkul cha ni ti kumkul cha kha pe khaw lo just in case I got a lot of upama minung panhina ni tuai la te kau minung panhina ni tuai la de si chu in nan chok nga pakhat kha pakhat ne pek so for example two people all buy a house okay so but the one person only one person is paying the mortgage and then maybe some years later if that person who doesn't pay can remove the name from the contract. Is there any fees?
You mean remove the name
remove
from
the name from so two like for that house there's the owners two people okay
Yep.
so only one is paying the mortgage and the only one doesn't and then maybe some years later that person if they want to remove that
Is it
person
from the home loan contract or is it from remove the name from the title of the property?
the title okay
Because the title of property would have two names.
two names
Yeah, so then the home loan will also be in two names.
okay
Yeah, so if you thinking of removing the name from the title of the property,
the title
that will be Landgate. That is separate from the bank. So they will have to go to Landgate to apply for.
Is there any fees?
There will be some fees, so I have to check with the Office of State Revenue. Like I mentioned, the stamp duty just now for that lady in pink, right? Those stamp duty fees are not to the bank. just to be clear, so that they are aware that it's not to the bank, it's the government. So if you can let the Lady of Pink know that the stamp duty is also for government, it's not the bank who is absorbing all those costs. For change of title, that means basically they are changing our ownership of a property. There will be also stamp duty involved as well. Unless they want to go through
They call it land gate.
Office of State Revenue, and need to apply to land gate to apply for a change of title and stuff like that. But all these things, you have to go through a lawyer or a settlement agent to explain to them the situation that they have. So maybe the lawyer can submit to the Office of State Revenue, which charges a stamp duty to say that that's their case, to say that the other person is not paying mortgage and stuff like that. Is there a case for them to fight? So this is totally separate from the bank. This is for them to go talk to their lawyer or the settlement agent.
Oh, mak bentuk akan semua. Jadi situ kembang hakin kena sang lawa di land gate timiki. Ya ti jun ma inka minung pani min nan jok selomai mining nan jok mak ka min ka minung pakat jalong tangka pe mi jalong ka. Jadi situ sise pakat ka jadi situ mak min he lam nan dus selomai mak bentuk akan jun land gate timi. Jadi situ
Office of State Revenue.
Zauza sin khan de situ sok nan hawai ti nan sok ti ga khan de situ tu settlement agent pol hong khin de situ anin bom khona ma khan stamp duty tangka de situ pek ha mi ung lai te ma kha ta ta chu bank hai khan ni sai lo zaitina this is mastercard ka tatatin na nga ito ka atu lema okay like a new home buyer, everyone gets the debit card, even the MasterCard, the one that she showed. Is it linked to the MasterCard that they have? Or
Is it linked to
the existing one? Is it linked or?
You mean whether it's linked to?
Oh, the MasterCard that they already have.
It could be different. It depends on when she applies for the home loan. Is it part of the package? I'm not sure. It depends on when she applied for it, whether it's actually part of the package that she's getting a new card, or is she replacing the existing one?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if her existing one, I don't know whether, did she apply this as part of the package that I was talking about earlier, wealth package? Or if she is, then if the existing credit card is really eligible to be part of the package, it could be, but I'm not the one that processed the application for her, so she needs to, it can be either covering the existing one, or it could be a totally new one. So she needs to check the person who processed the application for her. Yeah. Or she can call the helpline to ask. Yeah, so it depends on how the application was being processed in the first place. Yeah.
Oh, jadi situ ma nan ngai jam ni kan. Nan ma nan ngai atu tu nai kha jadi situ upama jadi situ hoblong in na thana jok kan ma ti khanin pek chi na khamo atu nai achimmi jadi situ credit card ha kan ma kha kha jadi situ athar te jagan la ti tan te jong credit card as khawe te ma kha ma nan to lewa kan alhani nan rak ngai jam mi ha kan phone in anin to pek mi na asila asilau kha na ma nan bank kan hal hawe te matin ju kan chim kholawa te Okay. So nga chung te ka. Okay. 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 If the person is like 50 or over 50, let's say over 50, 60, you know.
Over 50 or over 60?
Yeah.
It's a 10 years
50,
difference.
Yeah, over 50 or 60.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what. Is there? Do they have like extra deposit money? Is there any different?
Whether they have extra
Like
deposit.
deposit they need to pay, or is it different from the different process from somebody who is much younger?
And no, there is no different process. So it's still the same process. We'll look at basically the income, your monthly living expenses, any other loans you have with other banks or other financiers. We'll calculate how much is the maximum you can borrow. And then 50 years, we're probably going another 20 years. We just assume that another 20 years. Yeah, so 20 to 25 years, I think that's still okay. Yeah, so if you are like 70, then it's a bit more difficult to get a home loan approved. But if you are 50, I think that's fine because provided your income and everything else supports the application, it means your income is sufficient to support the amount of borrowings that you want to borrow.
Adan so adang tukla lawate, adang tukla law natin upama songa tang somruk chung na singha. Zada the situ or tangka mo na loko na in the income zada si, but when tlakati zada the sin naksa zada nan mantimika kan tuak chan lay nan ma in kan kumkul za rong tiang rong kan tuak lay ma asung kan mudin kan zada kan in soy lay timika na tham ko nak tiang ka an tuak lay ma asung mudin kan tangka kan in soy lay ate na fiang ma. Azing naso kum somsri asirong khanchun lekan tala mai lei kha kum shaliang chong khanchun je desisu tang ati khotel lo chumu ma e anti kho na achung khan nan ma le nan chene kan tala zo ma chung mutin khan tangka aza kha na cham kho nak tiang aza kha ma khanin choi le tinak Alia mahawa. Maka kan chen chan halamu kan thala upaman nan je desisu tingkhat kha tingkhat kha desisu nan tangka choi mi khanan bat mi kha basi se nan offset chung khan tingkhat wangai maka akhat chang tika khan je desisu nan balance kha zero si chang na fiangwa zero si chang e desisu thok na ngai ti lau ti nakse ma zakhat chunga khan ai desisu ma tingkhat kha va thau than lo thongkul va thau than lo vai desisu tangka desisu zero simi kha desisu na homlong khan thongkul kha kai than le thong som nga na thau se chun desisu na homlong kha thong som nga kha kai than le na offset akhong kha upama tingni va si se na homlong kha tingkhat va si se tingkhat a hlai chang tingkhat a hlai change ma tingkhat tu kha le si so ko homlong he za chang se na ti chu ma tingkhat tu kha na thau khu na fiawa na fiang ri ro lo kute siwa ka ka pai lo
It's about offset account.
yes there's still
Yeah, basically the offset account is
like $100 like 100,000 is like the home loan and the offset is like the equal amount. That means they have zero balance.
Yes.
That means they already paid off.
yes, it's fully offset.
They're all offset.
That means they are not paying any interest on it. If they have got the same amount of money in the offset against the home loan.
Also, they steal $100,000 principal. Yeah, is it?
Okay, so if the home loan say it's 200,000
Yeah.
and the offset account has got 200,000,
Yeah.
that means it's fully offset. There's no loan. There's no balance on the loan payable, in the sense that there's no interest payable also. So whatever you have in offset is fully deducted against the home loan.
Okay, so there's no more interest, but how about the principal?
The principal is still there.
That's still how much?
And which is, the principal is 200,000, but you're not paying anything on it because you're basically fully offset. It's a zero balance. But the home loan account is still in existence unless you instruct the bank to close it. Basically, when you close the home loan account is, you don't have an account number
So the
anymore.
balance from
So
the
if you
offset
have got a home loan account still existent, means you have a home loan. But if your offset account has got the same amount of money in your home loan account, it's fully offset. You're not paying anything on it.
interest.
Yeah, you're not paying any interest
Okay,
on it.
so what if they would like to close the
They
home
need to
loan?
instruct the bank to close the home loan.
Close the home, so they're gonna
They're going to
deposit
take all the
profit
money from the offset account to pay out that home loan account. And totally close it, provided it's a variable account that allows you to pay it off. You know what I mean? If it's a fixed rate, you cannot pay it off. You can, but there's a break cost. But if it's a variable home loan, if you want to instruct the bank to close off the home loan, that means you don't want to keep this home anymore. You don't want to withdraw the money anymore from your offset account. Basically, you don't want to touch your money in the offset account. You can get the bank, instruct the bank to close off the full home loan account. That means all your money in the offset is gone.
Gone.
You have no access to the cash anymore because it's used to pay out the home loan.
Okay.
But if you want to keep the home loan still in existence, whatever is an offset, you can still take the money out because the home loan account is still there.
What if the offset amount is higher than the principal?
Then that's fine. You just ask whatever they need to pay out the home loan
And then
from the offset. Any surplus, they can take the surplus from the offset.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. offset timi kong kha de so ram thong ke chim tham lo offset timi kha de si chu atuna ka chimi kha si chu mo akhong pani khan toy an toy ye de kan tala offset chunge tangka nan the mi pau chung khan mu tin khan de si chu nan lai ba kha de si chu anzu e azu mi chunge atang mi chun khan right nan pe is a touch na kan chim sia chun atunai chiman tukhan ting thi nan ngai nga offset chunga ting khat nan ngai ting hi chunga ting khat kha kan do si chun ting khat atang mi chunga khan mudin khan je si cho akar khan ni la mi na se nan offset chunga khan ting khat nan ma nan leiba kha ting khat si salo apanin alau chang so mai alau chang e makhan chun balance kha zero si interest rate kha pe khau ti lo pe khau ti lawi upama kan tangka he de su kan homlong he za se de si so kan cham di la lo chang lai de si so ma homlong he ngai ti lau si tlei ba ngai ti lau si ten an ti se chun de te makha bang anan kan lai de so pek di kan du nan ti lai offset chungi tangka vel te kha de si so me lau nan bat mi tangka kha an ron di lai ma khan de si so atlin si kha chun e so lai in lai ba ngai lo nan si nga nan offset chung kha tangka atam deu in an humlong nan atam deu asi swa se chu ta chun na kha nan nei ba kha ting khat nan offset chung ta kha ting khat la kul wa si sa ma kha de so kan humlong he kan khar lo chang lai ti kha sen nan nei de nan cham di lai ting khat kha awa cham lai thong kul kha lai ma thong kul a lai mi tu kha nan thau ko ate ha Adang. Okay. Offset account is it the account that we have, which all our goes in.
Sorry, all our what?
All our incomes and money goes in, or is this a separate account, like which is linked to the?
It depends on when they set up the loan in the beginning. When they set up the loan in the beginning, the bank, or whichever bank they applied with, will tell them that I've set up a new offset account, or they want to make the existing account they have at the bank to be an offset, they can as well. So it's from the system where they link this account to the home loan to say this is the offset account. So it depends on when you apply for the home loan at the point in time. The person who processed your application tells you which one is your offset account. It can be an existing account that already have the bank, and they want to code that as an offset account against a home loan, but it has to be linked to the system, or it can be a new account. So it really depends on how it was being processed.
So, like, everyone's, as far as I know, if they pay extra money, there is some amounts that is available to withdraw.
Yeah.
Is it still the offset account, or?
Yeah, that can be, it's an offset account that is provided that the bank definitely make that offset account for the home loan. So they have to check with the bank that they have definitely make that offset account for the home loan. Yeah.
Home loan nan rak ngai liu ti shrimin khan nan rak choi liu ti shrimin khan ngai de si zo offset account kan nei ma sei ba ki the offset account si tin atu nan tang kalu na kha khan man nan tui se lo le tin de si zo nan home loan account khan a tui mi si ti mi kha de si zo nan hal na nan la tha we de de si zo atu atam de su tang ka thai tam de kan pek tik na khan de si zo at ka kap te khin kan thau kho mi te ki mo ma ben tuk zong kha de so achim na so velo offset account andak ngai chawi zong khas khau ka wate or when we repay our home loan, as much as we can, to reduce the principal, if we have extra money like $10, $20, and then we put in our home loan, and then just to reduce the home loan payment and the interest. So, and then if we withdraw that, extra money that we pay, and then the home loan increase again, and the principal will increase again. So we don't want that. So if we pay off the principal instead of putting the offset, can we do that?
You can. You basically are closing. He's saying he's trying to close off the home loan.
No, instead of everything they put the money, everything they pay, the extra money, they want to go to pay off the principal, not going to the offset.
Okay, so what they want to put into the offset, they want to reduce.
So basically, they try to reduce the principal as much as they can, so that they are not allowed to withdraw that money.
Oh, they don't want to have the withdrawal. They don't want to withdraw the money.
Yeah.
They want to put everything into home loan.
You have a home loan, the principal, to reduce the principal, to reduce the term.
Okay. I think one way is to get rid of the offset and put everything into the home loan account.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So don't ask for offset account.
Yeah.
Just put everything into the home loan account, provided it's variable. Again, I need to emphasize it's variable home loan. You can do that. Fixed rate, you cannot do that. Right, so if you're having a variable home loan, you don't want an offset account, that's fine. If you don't want an offset account, just put everything, you have to tell the bank you don't want an offset account. You don't put everything into the home loan. You have to tell, this is when they apply for the application in the beginning. That's when they tell the person who processed the application that they don't want an offset account, they just want to put everything into the home loan.
Okay, if they are variable payments.
They can go to the bank that they bank with and tell them that I want to reduce the principal by the amount that I have in offset. I don't want the offset account anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, depends on how that bank they are with offer whatever they have.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can tell the bank, I don't want the offset account. I just want to put my money into the home loan account whenever as I wish to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Vậy mô, na ti ko mi zo ate. Na benga khan, na desi zo na kalay offset account he kadu ti lau ti na ti ko ate. Na ti ko ti kan zo offset account ti mi kha ti lau. Ti lau we na tangka lai te na vacham mi viak te kha atu na lai ba chung khan, na desi zo avalu ti lai. Avalu di lai na tangka kha zong lai na ti kan thau nak ten ha kha ngai vi ti lau. Thai ti ma thau ko nak ten ha kha. Oh, atu macam cimisa situ, dari situ ma offset kan nangai ti lau kan jon, vai lau chung kan alu di lai jo, vai dari situ nan, na chuak kau veti lai lau jo, oh, makan jon na dari situ na lai bakar rom kau mak bilai nanti kan, offset aku nangai veti lau ja kan, tang kakak dari situ na chuak kau veti lai lau, kadu nasi, maka dari situ amai an bank, kat lep kat kiri ni lau jon halau te, maka kan an bank poka, na macam kon hai te.
8 more minutes. Sorry, what? 8 more minutes?
There's more programs, so.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. That's fine. So there's no more questions?
Adang ta. Yeah, I have heard that, because of the COVID, the government, allowed to have a loan from the banks for business. So, is there any fixed terms? Is there any fees, or how many years? How much amount?
Yes, there are government guaranteed loans, but there are certain criteria to be met. So I think that's phase 2 now. So phase 2 loans, I think you need to use the money for business expansions or capital works for the business. Basically it's for business purposes. Yeah. And different banks have different loans products for those type of loan. Yeah, so it can be up to, I don't remember on top of my head now. I think it can be fixed for 1 year. Some banks have fixed option for 1 year. Some banks do not have fixed option. Yeah. So it's 250,000 up. I'm saying I think it's up to 1 million, provided that the business can also service it. Yeah. So it's actually on the website. I don't remember on top of my head at the moment, but there is. But then there's certain criteria that you need to meet for that government SME-backed loan. But you need to check the criteria that we have. And also the certain loan terms that we need to meet. Yeah. But if you want more information, I can send the information to him.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't remember on top of my head at the moment. Yeah.
Oh, ati cati sun kan sim kau lalu itu nanti ini desiso atu COVID ruang amo, ada desiso tauzani, dengan nanti halai timi so umete. Nanti kan atu ki haliu kaso desiso COVID akan phase 1, phase 2 dia kan rakum semua. Phase 1 dia atu so phase 2 kan phase 2 cai antimi, ada desiso做扩米做咩的，achieve做就是做fix 咁khati dong mi dong achieve bang khati kan dilong na lawe achieve做就是做啥比上咩的，就是做扩米做so 1 million 这样พันกี่做扩些的อาศัยนั่นนั้น做ที่ก็ขันใจบรรทุกนั้นสิไลใจบรรทุกตัวอะไรที่มีปูขี้就是做นั่นคลิปวิเคราะห์ไว้的มาค่ะอาทิตย์จะเดินอาทิตย์จะไทยนั่นดูจนกันว่าค่ะนั่นดูจนสุกันกดไลยันเด that is so fixed to atiga kin. Okay, fixed. Okay. Like as soon as they buy, a house, if they fix the interest rate, is it a good idea or it can be, for a long time?
Actually, the fixed rates are actually lower than the variable rates at the moment. Some of them. I think I showed earlier in my slides. It's still there. So depends on how long you want to fix it. If you think that the rates are not going to go any lower, it's good to fix. But if you think that the rates are going to go lower, then better not to fix. But I wouldn't suggest fixing it to too long.
Okay.
Not like I wouldn't suggest fixing it for more than not too long. Yeah, 4 years is a bit too long in my own opinion. Yeah, 3 or 4 years is a bit too long.
Atulolo say hin chun je su fixed rate here room the wete ima kham hai leya ai de si chu ai akai te me leti mo ru khan su fix on acha ka wete sinate in de si chu lekin tele south to ke de su fix acha lo wete ke mani de si chu pum pa ka ru na ga chun kumli phan ke a south te ka ru he te
All good. No more
tun
questions.
tunai ka chim chu kan de su na ne pian lo na sum kan ol than ko la than ko ha COVID ruang kan te okay yeah because of the COVID if you're like a fast home buyer or somebody who's like building like buying a land and build a house is there particular age the government offer at this moment?
Is there a what? Sorry.
The government offer like offering the government aid.
I think there is a government grant that is offered for those first home buyers, as well as if you are building. There is actually a government grant up to 65,000, but it's by end of this year, which is only a few days left. Yeah. So it's in the government. If you're actually buying new and you're building, I think you need to start work you need to get a contract signed by end of this year, and the works need to start by early next year. By before March next year, to have that government grant. But that is for the building one. But if you are just a first home buyers, there is a first home owners grant, which is standard.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. But then if you're looking at the building grant, it's a bit, you only got a few days to end of 31st of December.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like by the, sorry, can you repeat it for me? I'm a bit lost.
There is first home owners grant, which is on the fhog.gov.au website.
Okay.
And then for building grant, there is a separate building grant, and there's certain criteria you need to meet for the government. But that is only until end of this year. You need to get a contract signed by end of this year.
And then
build. But you need to start the work by early next year. First owners grant is still available. Yeah.
Jadi situ jadi situ mun atoi jadi situ sak mi pulkha jadi situ government inmo jadi tawzan bok mi chu umete nati kan maka tu kum chunga hen contracts min nan thu thawi mai kum thok akhin jadi situ wailo sak hau mi kisiate atui tu kum adi lana jadi contract sign tu tu ni ni dan thum tilo adu chang mi ke makha umete jadi situ fast home buyer kha jo pungpan khas ka wete combined If I would like to buy the investment property, or can I buy, how do they call it, the government aid?
You mean the
know,
first owner's
No,
grant?
or half. Do they have to? The government, I think, pay half for them, and then they pay half for them.
You mean 50-50
Yeah.
owner equity?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, so what was the question about?
So before when they buy a house, they can buy 50-50 with the government, right? How do they call it?
Shared equity?
Or share, I don't know.
Yeah, I
so
think,
they have to
yeah.
pay pay for half, and then the government pay for half.
Yeah, I think there's certain criteria you need to meet.
Oh yeah.
I think it need to have
Can I also do? Can I also use for the investment property?
Generally not. Generally not, because it's for first. It's supposed to help first homeowners. But you need to meet a certain, I think, minimum. You need to have there's a minimum salary expectation that you meet in order to have that. But I don't think that's applicable for investment property. I'm not sure whether that's changed, so I need to check on that one, which is, you can check it on, you can find it on the website as well. So I'm not sure, I don't think that has changed, but I'm not 100% sure whether that's changed. For normally investment property, you won't be able to use that 50-50 with government. Yeah.
Tam de watu na de situ wicket nak de situ fasung bias lawin kan mo atu apan hi nak in zo khan sun anga lawe de asnati makha atlen len law juk thai lawe he so an kun website makha zo ko si he in okay. Yeah, that lady, she's a single mother, and is there any opportunity that to have a home loan from the
Again, it would be dependent on the income that she earns. Yeah.
Nothing to do with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hani kecimban tukin kan, dari situ single income as single mother zai ti lawin kan zai za ta tangka nanga timi tu kan ba kan mu timi skawai ti. Na income kasi za mo.
I think that's